Hello my friends and fellow gamers, and welcome back to this Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode run. My name is Blue, and I am joined by my companions Lae'zel, Will, and Astarion, and of course leading the party we have Luna, my Tiefling Druid. So off camera I did a little bit of housekeeping. I respec'd Luna so that her stats reflected the Tavern Brawler feat a little bit better. I also gave her more dexterity. Remember I said that I might give her more charisma. I decided I wanted to give her more dexterity so that her initiative would be a little bit higher, and eventually when she gets medium armor that takes into account all of her dexterity bonus, that would come into play here. Speaking of medium armor, I did give her a little outfit upgrade because before then she was in just regular light leather armor, which really wasn't providing her much in the way of armor class, so her armor class is up to 16, so hopefully she'll be able to tank even better now. Last episode, we took care of these goblins and rescued Barkus Root from the windmill, and now in this episode, we are going to try and clear out the rest of the goblin village here, the blighted village, including some ogres that we can't quite see, but we know are in that little house over there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see if any of us can spot an ambush. Yep, so Luna, with her high perception, has spotted that there's an ambush afoot. And before we get much farther, let's go ahead and reapply Longstrider to myself and Lae'zel. Lae'zel lost it when she died in the last episode, and I lost it when I respect. I still have Speak with Animals on for whatever reason. Whatever. So yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can talk our way out of this ambush. And of course we don't. How silly of me to assume that a dialogue option would be here. Okay. So this makes things a little trickier. Not impossible, but trickier. Lae'zel is going to try and jump up here with all the strength in her legs. Not too bad. And she is just going to whack out at one of these goblins, dealing 7 damage, so that's pretty good for her turn. I think I gave Will Misty Step as a panic button, and I would consider this a panic button, so he can Misty Step onto the roof as well. And he will go ahead and Eldritch Blast, not Lae'zel. He will Eldritch Blast this Goblin Tracker. Perfect. And then I'm going to have Astarion try and dash his way onto this rooftop. So he's going to use everything in his arsenal to dash upward. So he can't quite make it there this turn, but that's okay. And then for Luna, I will try and have her jump maybe into this building. Actually, I don't think she has the strength for it. So instead, she is just going to take the long way around and head on into this building. So she is going to dash. I didn't mean to close it again. Sometimes I swear the hardest enemy in this game is the damn camera. And I'm not sure if I need her to wild shape just yet, so I will have her cast Shillelagh preemptively and just kind of hold her ground in this corner. Okay, so Astarion took a big chunk of damage, but at least he did not get poisoned, so that is good. Oh dear, so that does mean he cannot climb up or jump up there because he does not have the strength for it. However, I think I have a hill giant potion that I picked up in the wilderness. So that should set his strength to 21. Oh, was drinking that potion a bonus action? That's unfortunate. So that does also mean that he can't chug like a health potion. And I don't think, yeah, so sadly his turn is more or less wasted as he just kind of waits. Okay, so Will Eldritch Blast for 13 damage. Good job. And we'll hold his ground. Lae'zel will come forward and just give him a good old whack for 10 damage. Well done. And she is just going to hold her ground up here also. She might be able to fire some shots across the way, but we'll see. I don't think she needs to shield this because she's going to get dinged with the damage of the fire anyway. I meant to cancel, not shield. That's fine. I'm just hitting all of the wrong buttons, and it's okay.
Breathe deep.
Luna will come here and just smack with her staff for 4 damage. And we'll call that a turn. Oh, and Astarion goes down. Kind of expected it, just because he was there on his own. So Astarion, sadly, has succumbed to death, but we should be able to get him up in just a little bit. So Will is just going to use another bout of Misty Step. I would love to be able to get onto that roof. So if I just move as far forward as I can I Misty Step onto the roof? I found just the pixel. Now, unfortunately, he is there by himself, which might not be the greatest idea. But I do have a Scroll of Burning Hands, so let's try and damage them both at the same time. Perfect. The guy in the back failed his save, the guy in the front succeeded, but they both took a decent chunk of damage.
Swift and lethal.
Now with Lae'zel, I'm going to have her use her Githyanki jump. I would love to be able to get her to jump onto the other roof. Yeah, don't want her to take that damage, so instead she is just going to... That was the weirdest way I've seen her come off of a building. So she will just dash. Yeah, none of movement speed, that's fine. But I will have her chug a potion to get rid of that burning sensation. We see the goblin disengage away from Luna, who then takes a shot at her for 8 damage. Luna chases after and whacks her with a stick for 5 damage, so this goblin should be down to about 2 health. Critical miss on a Ray of Sickness aimed at Lae'zel. And an Ensnaring Strike connects on Will, unfortunately. So he will Eldritch Blast the goblin with fewer health points. So the goblin Sharp Eye, connecting for 7 damage.
Victory awaits.
And Lae'zel is going to use her Githyanki jump. Oh, I forgot I have to actually have a target for that jump. So she targets herself with her Githyanki jump. Leaps up onto the roof to save Will.
Make way.
Comes on over. And that is her turn. So she is in motion to hit that goblin on her next turn. Luna takes 5 points of damage from an arrow. She comes on forward and just smacks with her stick for 11 damage. Well done. And then she just goes ahead and loots the body because she has nothing better to do. So this goblin casts Grease. Neither of them fall. I'm just going to have him back out of the difficult terrain so I don't have that attack penalty. His Eldritch Blast connects for a total of 8 damage. And hopefully Lae'zel can finish him off. Unfortunately missing. Let's try an Action Surge and let's try that again. Perfect. So Luna, she's going to hop down. And she's going to grab the waypoint. Now, did we loot anybody up top? No, we didn't. So really quickly, Luna will be looting the bodies up on the rooftop, and then she will get Astarion up. So Luna loots these bodies. Will
Where am I needed?
Will loot the bodies up on his roof. Before using that waypoint to make it to safety. And
Never a dull
Luna
moment.
and Lae'zel will just do the same thing, just for brevity's sake. Let's regroup the party. Now, does Luna have a scroll of Revivify? No, but I think Lae'zel should have one. Yeah. So let's go over and resurrect our vampire friend. Even though I don't think we actually know he's a vampire at this point. So let's get Astarion back up. Perfect. And then let's go ahead and take a short rest.
And ready to fight.
And Luna,
Do.
because she respect, she got her spell slots back, which I feel like is cheating a little bit. I didn't intend for that. But she will go ahead and spend a couple of them on healing Astarion. Could he have chugged some health potions? Yes. But it felt weird that I got all of my spell slots back. So, let's go ahead, and there should be a chest over here that we can go ahead and loot. We get a haste helm and some other goodies. And there are some fish in these barrels.
Open up.
And there are some ogres in this house. So let's go ahead
Haven't seen that game in years.
and sneak. And we are going to put, I think, Astarion and Will on the high ground. And Luna and Lae'zel will be in charge of the low ground. So from this rooftop, the boys should have a clear line of sight onto the ogres. So 75% chance of hitting. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers. Perfect, 25, and they're surprised, so that should give the rest of the team an opportunity to engage in the fight as well. Will creep around the side, and we'll shoot off his trusty Eldritch Blast onto Lump the Enlightened for only 5 damage, but that's fine. And now let's get the ladies into combat. Lae'zel will creep forward. And she can't quite get to Lump the Enlightened without being spotted, so she's just going to take a whack at this ogre in front of her. Connecting for, I couldn't see the amount of damage. A respectable amount. What is that, 9 damage? And then Luna, I think, is going to use her trusty old spell Spike Growth, so that if any of them try to move, they will be damaged. So, Spike Growth. Oh, but I don't want to hit Lae'zel. Let me see. Yeah, let's put it right there. Awesome. And then let's get back to Astarion. So again, because he is the assassin subclass, he regains all of his actions at the start of his turn. So he will just take another shot onto Lump the Enlightened. 75% chance. Connects for a critical hit of 41 damage. Oh, that is fantastic. And he is going to scurry around and break line of sight. The ogres are surprised. Will is going to put a strength hex We're going to try and take out Lump the Enlightened first because he does have magic and ranged magic at that, so he is quite dangerous. So we're going to hex that, and he too is going to break line of sight.
Another fight.
Luna is going to Wild Shape, and I did get some more Wild Shapes when I leveled up. I forgot to mention that. So the Deep Rothe has starting health of 23, but I do think that the bear is a little bit better. So a charge attack might be nice. No, I'm just going to go with the bear. I just want more health points. Okay, so my little bear form, I'm just going to waddle on over to the side and wait for my next turn.
I am death.
I mean, I could action surge, but I'm going to save that. Okay, taking... Oh, that is fantastic. So Lump the Enlightened tried walking across the spike growth surface, and that took him out. I am so pleased with that. Astarion will try and hide in this little corner, and will get off a sneak attack on Chalk for 27 damage. That is amazing. Sharpshooter on a rogue is honestly so broken. I love it. Okay, Luna is now prone, and because she was knocked prone, that breaks her concentration, but that's fine. So let's go ahead and reapply a strength hex. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and give it to Fenk. And then cast an Eldritch Blast. I really can't reach you from up here. There we go. Okay, which connects for a total of 12 damage. Lae'zel is going to focus on the ogre in front of her, Chalk, for a critical miss. How unfortunate. I can't wait for level 5 when she gets extra attack. And then Luna will just reach out and claw at Fenk. And that's all she'll do. Fenk misses Lae'zel, but he does have tenacity. I think it's on his weapon. So he does do a little bit of damage to Lae'zel, but not nearly enough, or not nearly what he could be doing. Astarion peeks out and shoots an arrow down at Chalk. That connects for 28 damage, and he again breaks line of sight. Unarmed strike onto Luna for 8 damage. Will creeps forward and sends an Eldritch Blast onto the ogre he hexed, Fenk. That connects for a total of, I didn't see what that was, but a pretty decent chunk of damage because of the necrotic damage thanks to Hex, the force damage of Eldritch Blast, and the lightning damage based off of the lightning charges. So pretty good setup for Will right now. Lae'zel will attempt to finish off Chalk. Not quite, so she is going to go ahead and action surge and try again. Oh, for a critical miss. I'm going to save the second wind. Luna goes ahead and claws out at Fenk for 17 damage. Well done to Luna. So we see that Tavern Brawler feat taking effect, because if we look at her strength in bear form, Tavern Brawler is using this, not Luna's base strength of 8, which is so sad. But it does mean her bear form does have a lower AC than her Tiefling form, but it's a good trade-off in my opinion. Okay, so again, missing his attack on Lae'zel, but that tenacity doing 5 damage. Let's go ahead and sneak and fire off a ranged sneak attack on Chalk for 25 damage. A little bit of overkill, but I'd rather that. Will comes forward and shoots off an Eldritch Blast for, I think that was 14 damage. Well done, Will. And let's see if Lae'zel can finish him off. Fantastic. So this went incredibly well. That ogre fight can very much get out of control very quickly. So I always like to have some ranged help on the high ground and the melee characters on the low ground, and try and targeting off ogres one at a time, just to get some damage off of the battlefield. So the one that we're interested in is Lump the Enlightened. He has a Scroll of Blur. He has a diary, which is really interesting. He has a Warhorn that's not useful anymore, but more importantly, he has the Warped Headband of Intellect, which we are going to be giving to Lae'zel, who, as an Eldritch Knight, any spells that she uses will use her intelligence, and since she has crap intelligence, she can make good use of this for right now.
Still breathing, despite
All right.
everything.
So let's go ahead and have Lae'zel second wind because we are going to do a quick little short rest. Oh, we don't have any more short rests. I forgot.
No time to rest.
So really, we probably should rest, but I think we can clear out the rest of the Blighted Village before we have to. So let's just raid all of the food out of these barrels. Let's see if we can pass a survival check. We do. To dig up this treasure chest in the dirt mound. And so we get some goodies here, namely some gold and some things that we can sell. And then let's wrap back around for a backpack that contains some goodies and Volo's Guide to Baldur's Gate. So again, if you want to read it, go ahead and pause and read at your leisure. So there are a couple more goblins that we can deal with over here to the eastern side of the village. So right down here we've got some. Let's go ahead and take them out.
What's the roundup? You sniffing where you ain't ought to be, friend.
Okay, so why do we get a dialogue here, but we didn't get a dialogue option at the initial ambush?
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Yeah, no, we're just attacking outright. So, Astarion. I love how it's funny that, like, we engage with a conversation with her, but she's still all the way over there.
Keep them guessing.
Anyway. He hops down, and is gonna go ahead and try and take a shot. 64% chance of hitting. So we'll see. Missing. That's fine.
Nothing important is ever easy.
Luna will go ahead and cast Shillelagh on her staff. And go ahead and use Thorn Whip. So she finally has a ranged damaging cantrip, which is so exciting. Ooh, Astarion gets dinged for 9 damage. That goblin sneaks off inside.
Fleet of foot.
Will goes ahead to join the fray. Does he have line of sight? Not quite. So he is just going to... He's going to dash. And he is going to chase this goblin inside of the house. And will reapply his hex for good measure. Lae'zel
Make way.
will pretty much use all of her movement and dash into the fray as well. An attack misses Lae'zel. The goblin warrior to the side goes ahead and throws an acid vial onto Will. Astarion is out of sight where he is, so he is just going to try and creep
With finesse.
over here.
They won't know.
Ah, and of course these goblins get pulled into combat. And he actually is going to take a shot at this one because he has a slightly higher chance of hitting. Oh, unfortunately missing that shot as well.
Never a dull moment.
Luna will come to his aid.
On my way.
And she is going to... Because I don't think Thorn Whip... Not quite far enough. So she's going to chuck an ice knife at the Goblin Warrior. Connecting for 9 damage and making an ice surface. Potentially making him fall if he tries to move. Okay, so Will succeeded a concentration check. Oh, wow. Critically hitting with a staff whack for 14 damage. So Will is going to hop down, take a couple points of damage, but will Eldritch Blast this Goblin Warrior for 12 damage. Good job, Will.
Time to strike.
Lae'zel will reach out with her Booming Blade and deal 7 damage to Brawler Breck, who comes back and swats at her for 6 damage. Will an attack misses against Will, rather. Astarion creeps forward and hides, and I want a better chance of hitting my shot, so I will just toggle Sharpshooter off for right now, just so that we can end this combat. So 15 damage. He still does a very respectable amount of damage, even with Sharpshooter off.
Blood comes easy these days.
Luna
At the ready.
will sneak forward a little bit, and let's see. She will Thorn Whip him forward. Perfect. And then just back up a little way so that he has to come to them.
This is my time.
Will. Oh, I forgot that there's someone right here. Can I shove you away? I can. Good job, Will, and all your strength. Eldritch Blast for 11 damage, killing him.
Fleet of foot.
Time to strike.
Lae'zel lashes out with Booming Blade, dealing 11 damage and killing that goblin. She's just going to loot him because she's right there. And then she will just get ready to join the fray if needed. Okay, so an Ensnaring Strike misses Luna, thankfully. Astarion breaks line of sight and goes ahead and crouches down to hide and shoots an arrow into the Goblin Sharp Eye for 13 damage, not quite enough.
Very well.
Luna is going to try and end them with a Thorn Whip. Perfect. And so that should be all of the goblins in this particular area, the Blighted Village. Let's go ahead and loot the corpses. Let's see, how much time do we have left? We've got plenty of time. So let's go and head down into the cellar of the Apothecary. Let's go ahead and open up these doors and loot everything here. So Potion of Sleep, an Antidote, Potion of Healing. There should be, yeah, a couple more things. Laculite, the Apothecary's Ledger, that tells us that there is a basement.
There's a cellar here
Some
somewhere.
dagger roots,
I don't see one.
some mugworts. And there's some goodies over here. The antidote on top of the fireplace, some mugworts there as well. And I think there's some coffee in this room. Yes. Who doesn't love a cup of coffee? Let's go ahead and read the Extracts Rule of 3 book. Again, if you're interested in reading it, just pause it and read at your own leisure. And I think that's pretty much it, so let's go ahead and head down into the basement. There are a lot of alchemy ingredients down here. It's fantastic if you're interested in making any sort of potions or elixirs or anything like that. I don't know how much potion crafting I'll be doing, but it's always nice to have the resources on hand just in case. And all of these wooden barrels have a ton of stuff in them. So yeah, just make sure you're constantly scanning for items to pick up, because some of them are quite tucked away on shelves that you can't really see too well. Or just do a whole area search. So So loads of goodies here. A chest with some goodies. Poison resistance. A couple log books that we can read. A healer's log. Again, pause it and read at your discretion. Potion of healing recipe. Again, read at your own discretion. A poison that we're going to be using when we get to the goblin camp. And a lever here on the wall. Let's go ahead and open that and get into the actual basement. Now there is a combat that you can do. I don't know. Actually, yeah, we're going to do it. So let's go ahead and heal up Astarion and Lae'zel. So quick trick, if you want to heal multiple people at once, just have them stand on top of each other and chuck a healing potion at their feet, and it should hit both of them. See? So both Lae'zel and Astarion got healed with that one healing potion. Very handy trick. Okay, let's group everybody back together.
Still alive.
And
So that's
I'm going to just kind of separate everybody a little bit. So we'll have Lae'zel come in this general vicinity, Astarion over in this general vicinity.
Defender of the people.
Will is more or less okay where he's at. And then Luna,
Its will be done.
I said Luna, will come over here and open up this moldering casket. So we have Robust Guardian pops out. And we are surprised, so we can't take our turns. But this Guardian should come and awaken all of his friends. So Astarion will go ahead and just shoot at the Agile Guardian for a sneak attack.
Well, so much for peace.
Luna is going to cast Shillelagh on her staff and come up and whack at the Agile Guardian. Missing, unfortunately.
I am dead.
Lae'zel will go ahead and Booming Blade this Robust Guardian. And then just kind of hold over here. Because what we want is for these Guardians to awaken all of their fellows in their caskets. Again, it's a bit of XP farming, I guess you could call it, but we don't have to do this, but I figured, why not? We're here. If it starts to look a bit dicey, I can just have Astarion dash away.
No holding back.
And Will is just going to send an Eldritch Blast into the Agile Guardian. Sadly missing. I am not going to opportunity attack because I want him to open up the coffins. Caskets, I don't know what the proper term is. A critical miss on a shot into Luna. Astarion gets stinged for 10 damage on a bow shot. Okay, so Astarion is just going to take out this Agile Guardian in front of him. Hopefully. Nope, critical miss.
Nothing will stand in my way.
Luna. Let's go ahead and Wild Shape, why not? And let's go ahead and do a wolf, maybe. Actually, no. Let's try the Deep Rothe. Nice. So we've got our Deep Rothe, and let's just go ahead and gore the Agile Guardian in front of us. Perfect for 20 damage. Well done. And she is just going to move forward a little bit.
Press ahead. Victory awaits.
Lae'zel will come forward and Booming Blade the Robust Guardian for 14 damage, taking him out. And then she will just come and wrap around and help her friends.
Battle favors the fearless.
Will is going to reapply a Strength Hex onto one of the Guardians. And then send an Eldritch Blast into his back, connecting for 10 damage total. Oh, Astarion gets dinged for 18 total damage as a critical hit on him. He will then attempt to sneak attack for 14 damage. Good job. And he's going to just try and scuttle back a little bit and will chug a healing potion.
Time to strike.
Lae'zel will scooch forward and will Booming Blade the... Yeah, let's try and get rid of the Robust Guardian. Perfect. 13 damage. Luna is just going to go ahead and gore the Agile Guardian for 19 damage. Good job, Luna. Will is going to reapply his Strength Hex to the Agile Guardian that Luna just struck. And Eldritch Blast him in the face. Perfect, for a total of 7 damage, which was enough to take them out. Ooh, an Arrow of Ill Matter onto Luna. Yeah, Lae'zel will attack of opportunity, just because he hasn't been touched yet. A couple more Guardians being added to the fray. Astarion stepping over and firing a shot into the Agile Guardian. Unfortunately missing.
Victory awaits.
My game
No
kind of
time to waste.
hiccuped there. Got a little nervous. Yeah, because we're probably going to long rest after this, she's just going to Magic Missile. I suppose it doesn't matter. She'll just Magic Missile one of the Guardians and just kind of scooch forward.
No choice but to keep going. Light on my feet.
Luna comes over and charge? So I don't have enough movement speed. So instead, she's just going to gore the Agile Guardian that Lae'zel took care of. And then just scooch forward with the rest of her movement.
2 steps at a time.
I mean, I could wait until they open up this Moldering Casket, but I don't think it particularly matters too much. So 7 damage into that Guardian. An attack on Will. Okay, there we go. And then Astarion should have advantage, yep, because this guy has not had his turn yet, so he takes a shot at the Robust Guardian that just got awoken and sadly misses his shot. Astarion just is not having a good day. Lae'zel comes over and takes a whack at the Agile Guardian in front of Luna for 12 total damage. Good job.
Give in.
Luna goes ahead and gores the Guardian in front of her. And just scooches forward a little bit.
The blade will not bend.
Will is going to reapply his Strength Hex onto the Robust Guardian and shoots an Eldritch Blast into his face. Connecting for some amount of damage, 8 damage. Then he'll just back up a little ways. The Guardian takes a nice hit at Luna, knocking her out of wild shape. And Astarion will creep behind and hide and take a shot at the Robust Guardian for 12 damage, and then he just sneaks off to the side again. Lae'zel tries to Booming Blade the Robust Guardian. Perfect for 14 damage. Let's go ahead and group everyone back up again, and I'm going to start looting the bodies. Grab some Weave Moss over here. And there should be a diary that we can read. Yes, a dark journal. So this basically is just telling us whose cavern, I guess you want to call it, we're in. So feel free to read that. That gives us some information about who was working in the cellar. And let's go ahead and dig up the dirt mound. I'm going to swap over to Will, because in theory, this Scroll of Summon Quasit, Will should be able to cast it and then talk to the Quasit and have them become a permanent summonable creature for Will. But sometimes this is a little wonky, so we're going to see. So Will cast the Scroll of Summon Quasit. I love Shovel so much.
Shovel, now cool Shovel.
You recognize the tiny fiend, a Quasit. Wicked creatures, often used as familiars.
Wait, you're not Illy.
No, I'm not Illy. Your scroll was in an undead's casket. Who were they?
The blacksmith, the teacher, the grocer, the baker, little piggies to the butcher. So, you're Shovel's master now. Fine.
Your name is Shovel.
Master Illy calls me Shovel. Don't like it? Change it.
Nah, Shovel's fine.
So, what first, Master? Gutting locals? Raising the dead? Making them walk? Making them scream?
Is that what you and your old master did here?
Yes. Steal bodies, tear them, then Illy puts them back together. Again and again. When he wasn't horny for the book.
Horny for the book. I love that.
Book that. He loves the book.
What book is that?
Oh, Master should go see. Talk to the mirror. And remember, balsam, good for burns.
I don't think that's true, but thank you.
No one stopped me yet.
Okay, so back to Luna. And let's talk to the ornate mirror. We're just gonna outright tell it our name. I'm not going to do the name from the book. I'm just gonna run through the dialogue that I know works. So, my name is Luna.
I do not know this name. If you are known to my master, step forward and declare yourself an ally.
Yep, I'm an ally. I'm an ally of your master's. Please let me in.
Only a true ally of Ilintoth may pass. What think you of the Zolkir known as Zastan?
Zastam is a foul, wretched creature? Question mark?
No Zolkir. But are you one?
Yes, I'm very wise. My wisdom is super high.
Tell me, why might one use balsam ointment?
Ooh, I read a doctor's journal. He used balsam to clean a wound. That Quasit is a liar.
Acceptable. Finally. If you could see anything in me, what would it be?
Ooh, I would look for anything that would rid me of this tadpole in my head. That is what I want more than anything.
You seek to survive. You seek power. Be welcome.
Yay. Okay, so let's go ahead inside, and then hopefully, if Will talks to Shovel, I should be able to keep them as a summonable creature?
Oh?
Yes, okay, there we go. This is the dialogue that we're looking for that ensures that we can keep casting Summon Shovel.
Let's kill everything.
Perfect, so if we come here, we have the fine familiar Cheeky Quasit as part of our not retinue. There's a word that I just can't remember right now. It's fine. I'll think of it in like 5 minutes and shout it out.
No, never mind.
Repertoire? I think that's the word I'm looking for. Anyways, so back here is the lever to get us out, along with some other boxes of goodies. And a key. Not a shelf. A key. There we go. There's a wooden chest that should have a bunch of scrolls in it for us. Nice. So we have Featherfall, Cloud of Daggers, Madness, Darkness, and Animate Dead. And then some mugwort in this rotten basket. There's an antidote on the mantelpiece. And there's another chest over here. So bracers of defense, these are really nice. They give a +2 to armor class as long as you are not wearing armor or holding a shield. So I might give that to Will later on, but he already does have a shield on, so maybe not. Anyway, let's see if anybody can perceive a trap.
Traps.
Excellent.
How considerate.
So Astarion will go ahead and disarm the plate. He shouldn't need any guidance because of all of his bonuses. So 16, that rounds up to a 26. And let's go ahead and open up the door.
Oh dear. Someone's left a trap out.
And we've spotted another trap over here, so let's go ahead and disarm that. Perfect, a 13. That rounds up to a 23 with all of his bonuses.
Can't give up now.
And Luna will step forward and take a look at the Necromancy of Thay book.
The book is locked tight with no visible keyhole, only an oval recess in the cover's mouth. You try to examine the book, but the longer you stare, the more those piercing amethyst eyes draw you in. You can sense something dark about this tome. Something profane.
Well, yeah, considering the research that was going on here.
How obvious. Whoever opens it deserves the fate that befalls them.
That looks terribly heavy. Why don't you let me carry it for you?
We surely shouldn't leave such a threat out, where anyone could stumble across it.
We are just going to tuck the book into our pack to be dealt with at a later date. And then from here, let's just quickly go ahead and loot the rest of the basement. Some research notes. Again, feel free to pause if you want to read it. A scroll of Featherfall, a Moonhaven logbook. Again, pause if you would like to read. Collection of rubrum. Some alchemical ingredients. Basilisk oil. And I think that's pretty much it, because I don't think there's anything in the barrel. Oh, water. Water's always helpful. So let's go ahead and just warp out to the Blighted Village. And I think that's where I'm going to stop this episode for today. So in the next episode, we will continue onward and get to the Goblin camp. Well, actually, the start of the next episode will be us going to camp and taking a long rest. But yeah, we'll be tackling more of the Goblin camp and trying to free the Druid house in. But actually, before that, I might want to take care of the Kaga quest line. Because I won't really be able to wrap that up and get the rewards unless I do that before I tackle the Goblin leaders. I might just make it to the Goblin camp and then go tackle Kaga, but you know, we'll see where the vibes are in the next episode. But anyway, I'm rambling, and I should leave off before you guys start to think I'm absolutely insane. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode of kicking some Goblin and Ogre butt. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like on the video and leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And until I see you guys next time, I hope you have a really great day. Bye bye!